And hello, everyone. This is Daniel with the Legacy of Daniel podcast. I thank you for joining me today. We have in this episode, the paper and pencil show. And in this show, we talk all about writing. Anything that goes into writing comes from writing. Anything that may encourage us to begin writing more, whether it be just journaling, journalism, writing a novel, social media, whatever it may be that encourages you to writing or brings you into a more of a writing mode. This is kind of what it's all about. We talk about different ways to start writing, start stories, kind of like prompts, short stories, and it's just kind of a place to have our creativity kind of just run, and we get different ideas, and we at least I try to share some of those ideas, some motivation, the creativity, the things I do to be creative, so that I can kind of not only keep my creative bubble going and being filled with new ideas and energy, but hopefully to share it and share my ideas and the stories that I generate from my creativity. And so in the last episode, and I'll post a link to it, we I talked about a new kind of I guess new type of show that I'm bringing to the paper and pencil, and I've already kind of done it. There's a few podcasts or shows back there that life is beautiful and everything is always beautiful. Shows with a kind of more short story type based, and I'm kind of just gonna try to lean more on that and bring in some the ideas behind why I came up with the story and why I'm sharing it and all the creativity behind it. And so hopefully it is a place where individuals who can come who want to write and maybe are already writing but want to become a better writer or just want to be more creative. I'm kind of here just to kind of show all that off and what I do and why I like to do it. And I'm just hoping that it kind of helps with the conversation out there in the writing community and anybody that's kind of looking for a different opinion, different view on things, how to be more creative, and maybe just looking to be a partaker in something a little bit different. That's just kind of what I'm here to offer and provide. And I just hope that it's something that others find enjoyable and rewarding. But in the last episode, we started talking on a little bit of a short story that I've started, and the title was "The Sun is Rising on a Warm Spring Morning with Storm Clouds Rolling In." And this idea came about when I went on my morning walk, and we had rain um, that early morning, and I saw just a random mud puddle, and I had this idea, just well, what if I start using my daily walk as a form of collecting intellectual property to generate some creative ideas. And that's what I kind of did. And I started generating a story off of it. And then I came up with a podcast idea, and I've been slowly just kind of writing a bit of a short story off of it. And in the last episode, I just briefly read off a sentence or two in the beginning that kind of started off that story. And this podcast, I'm going to kind of continue on with a few more sentences that um, have added to the story so far. So I'll reread the first half I did last episode, and I'll continue on with what is new. The sun had already risen and was beaming its bright and warm rays of light onto the planet. The birds enjoyed, of course, as they chirped never-endingly to wake up the neighborhood. Morning motivation music is what these birds should be called. George was up early that morning, tending to the garden and chickens. There was always work that needed to be done in the large garden he had created, and the chickens could always use some attention. He grabbed some eggs and went off to the kitchen and began cooking breakfast for himself. And that is a new entry, where it began with George was up early, and where it ended with cooking breakfast for himself. That was the new entry for today's story, and um, kind of bringing in a character, what the character enjoys and what he's doing, and I'm going to slowly begin to guess we can say, evolve this character. And I'm going to hopefully do it through this show and kind of just for this show. And it's also just kind of some practice for me because I am writing a novel now, and I'm not a published author or professional writer by any means. But I do believe I have some ideas that I can share, and I'm hoping that the show cultivates an environment where others can kind of come and get ideas to take up on their writing journey. And so that's it for today's show. I thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for the coming up episode where we continue to write this story.